get into these final tables for the first time and stuff, and you know you're a bit outgunned, it's time to get back to the basics.
Cool.
Play it the way you know how to play it.
Yeah, play strong,
and at least give yourself the best chance to win. And maybe it's.
Go.
I know you guys
Check.
like to talk a lot about you got to play the meta game and play the bets and not the cards. And yeah, that's all true. But also you can't forget what brought you there. And if it's tight aggressive poker, then stick with that. And at least you're giving yourself a chance, and you're not throwing chips away in bad situations.
I definitely think it takes a lot of final tables to understand. I mean, sit and goes a
Sour
great
shark. Just such a cheeky monkey.
It's magic. It's just magic to see someone not give two hoots about textbook poker.
Yeah. And now he knows. You know, it cost him 12 G's, and he can afford to pay that tax every once in a while because he's stealing so many other pots.
It was someone else's 12 G's, wasn't it?
We talk about textbook poker, but the fact is everyone does have a different textbook they're working from, isn't there?
Yeah,
no, there is the beginner's textbook where you play certain situations, and there's the more advanced one where.
But I think when it's getting a bit when the waters are getting a bit choppy and you're feeling a bit queasy, you got to get back to the stuff that you know best. And I think that's that's what's happened to Ruffler a bit. He's gotten a bit ruffled. Well, here we go. That's some heart, and ran right into pocket.
It came
nine.
down
a lucky turn tonight.
Came down to being short stacked.
Yeah.
With the king.
There goes his chance.
Yeah.
That's it.
Game's over.
Game over, man.
Well, well done, Ruffler, and that's got to feel pretty good walking away with. $1,600
and
bucks.
did absolutely as well as he could under the circumstances.
I think so.
Not an easy ride at
and
the
I
end.
think he'll be back. I think that's exactly the kind of, if he is a relatively new player and a bit of a rookie, I tell you what, it tastes to £1,600.
And if he's been playing for 20 years and he's a pro, we apologise profusely. But it was a real tough end there.
Yeah,
Here comes the
top
flop.
table. We got some great players here.
Yeah,
he's
that's
swimming with some sharks.
Yeah.
It's incredible when you see these hands played face up.
It
Some
really
of the
is,
moves
isn't
we're
it?
seeing at this table.
You
There's
just-
not a lot of slack in this
You
game.
just don't realise how much monkey business is going on under the
comes the
table,
river.
so to speak. That's
So-
a flush on the end for Sauer. Not going to make any money.
No. Not unless Rudwolf decides to make a cheeky play.
Mind you, it's a free flush from a
It's
dominated
possible.
hand who,
Well, it's not a terrible spot for a cheeky little raise, but I don't
Well,
see
the thing is
Rudwolf
they-
doing it because there's.
The thing is, they checked it all the way down, so it's not really a pot you're going after, is it?
And he shows off. He
Shows
shows
off
a
the
lot of
flush.
cards, doesn't he? Sal?
He's showing only his winning hands. Though. Again, that's
Absolutely.
exactly what I do.
Absolutely.
It's, at this stage, you want respect. You want everyone imagining you've got the best hand, so
Yeah.
you can take those blinds.
You're right. Everyone else shows their ridiculous, absurd, but successful bluffs. Sauer's just happily bluffing away,
He's playing for the
folding.
fold. He doesn't want people calling him, paying him off. He doesn't want to be gambling. He knows he's only a marginal favourite when he's a favourite.
That's right. And now the kind of money we're looking at: $2 grand, $3.5 grand, 5,700.
I'd be.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah, you'd be spending it,
Here
wouldn't
comes
you?
the flop.
You'd be pretty excited, after having played that long. Oh, that's a very interesting flop.
Check.
Well,
Yeah, I'd have another web page open, booking my flights already.
Yeah, they both got to feel pretty excited about the cards on the board there, and perhaps not overly aware that there could
gonna
be
call.
some strength.
I like to just control the pot a little bit here.
Yeah, I
There's
think
so many
Wall
bad
Street.
cards. What happens if you raise,
That's a
get
nice
called,
card.
and a horrific card comes on the
Yeah,
turn?
indeed.
You
And
just
he's
lost the
7,
pot.
Jack, diamond. There's a lot of cards in this
Oh,
game.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of second guessing going on in this
Ooh,
booth too.
sour.
Look at that. This is
comes the
going to
river.
get ugly.
Yeah.
There we go. That should be it. I mean,
Sour
Sour
Shark,
Shark.
yeah, got
He
nothing.
He knows he's beaten. Now there's a really good reason for Dr. Forever to call. So why bluff?
I bet.
There's too much in the pot. You're not going to get away with it.
What's he gonna come back with that he's gonna show off?
I
And
wouldn't show off the ace of diamonds because
Nice hand.
you're telling your opponent you had a flush draw.
He showed both, I think, didn't he?
No,
No,
he
no,
just
just
showed
the
the one.
ace.
No. He showed both. It shows one card as flip
New
card.
hand.
It just showed one. Yeah.
Oh,
It was
really?
lit up because the ace is the
Ah,
card
the
that
ace
played.
played.
Oh, I see.
Wow, you
So
know
we did
your
learn
onions.
something new
I
every
do.
day.
I do.
You know
It's
it.
because we had Bounty Day.
I thought
Play
you
on there for a whole day.
looking at him, I thought he was asleep. But no.
Shows him again.
Yeah, I'm just delighted we've ended up with the cream of this tournament. The top 3 players that I would assess skill.
Definitely. They say, I mean, Sour Shark's play here for me is the epitome of good endgame strategy.
It's the name I'm going to remember. If I bump into him,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit weary.
I mean, he's already received plaudits for 6 months worth of tournament play.
Yeah.
And,
He is really
Okay, let's
consistent.
go.
it's an excellent teaching tool, this one, I think.
Mhm.
You could
Yep.
watch it
Here's the
again and
flop.
again. There's so many examples of winning pots when he shouldn't have deserved to win them.
Yep.
Bet.
Not this one, though, surely.
No.
Yeah, see, the thing is, he's not mindlessly aggressive. He isn't daft.
And he's getting a lot of free information. You know, he's getting people's backs up, and so he knows if they're firing out, they've probably caught something, and he kind of can get a measure of what he can get away with a little bit.
I just look at that leaderboard. I just don't know who's going to win. I mean, I know Sour Sharks played more pots and played them better than anyone else, but the other two have proved perfectly capable of playing back at him. So
it's worth pointing out at this stage as well that the next prize jump is $1,400. So it's quite a lot of pressure on these three now to really, get up that extra place and really think about how they're going to get the first place.
Yeah, it's more like this is just in limbo before we get to heads up. It's like I always think if I can get to heads up now, I can reassess my situation. Yeah. Freehand is just a bit of an anomaly.
And then you banked a healthy amount.
And they're all that close too in chips that if if the other two really bang heads, you're in a great spot.
Yeah, I don't mind being up against a chip leader who's got twice my chips when I'm heads up.
Heads up, yeah.
I can overturn that.
Next Sour Shark once again. Every time it's a credible bet he shows.
Yeah.
Nice hand.
Three-handed's a bit of a strange situation, isn't it, in poker generally? I mean, how much three-handed play do tournament players...
Yeah, when you're playing...
almost never. And Sit and Goes, they say, is a good... It's a good breeding ground for it's a good training ground for final tables, but... On the other hand, nothing can really...
An MTT final table, it starts with the blinds being massive.
Yeah.
Most people have, 10 rounds of blinds in them.
It's totally unique. Yeah. And with this kind of money on the line... Even I've got a couple of beads of sweat running down my brow.
Absolutely, these guys must be...
I think there's room for a loan request at some point.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get in touch.
So Sour Shark in position. Does have the best hand. Can't possibly know it. How is he going to take the pot down? Is he going to... Is he going to put out a little raise here?
It wouldn't surprise me if you just let this one go again,
No, it wouldn't surprise me either. He's still in fairly comfortable shape.
I mean, we get to the stage of always expecting crazy plays, don't we?
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not every hand, but it's...
You can't do it every time.
It's way more than the average bear.
Red Wolf showing off his skills there with the Snake Charmer chip trick.
Yeah.
Off in the corner.
They've relaxed a little more now, haven't they? After, I think it is relaxing to get rid of the dead wood, so to speak. Dare I say it?
And to know you've just made a couple of grand, whatever happens.
Exactly, exactly. They all have to be pretty happy with the result here.
Maybe, but you've got to look at that first prize, $5,700. It just looks. Every time I look at it, I can't look away. It's like a beautiful woman, but better, but better.
The beautiful woman who cost you, man.
I fold.
Absolutely. And just as James pointed out, every time Sour Shark's got something positive to show off, he does.
He's giving the aura of legitimacy.
Yeah.
But sneakily being cheeky.
But I ask you, did the other two players we've established they're class players, they know what they're doing, do they really fall for that? I don't
think they need to believe
it.
that
when he didn't show it, he didn't have it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But you don't know that till afterwards.
True.
So what do you do when you're actually faced with a bet? You've still got to give him some credibility. He's betting his good hands. He's betting his bad hands. He's just betting.
Here goes Sour Shark. I'm not convinced ever about the minimum. That King 2 would have folded, I'm sure, if he put in
for three times.
Yeah.
That's a nice cheeky little flop for him, though.
But it almost doesn't matter. That just backs up that he can make the play, doesn't it? He was going to make the play anyway.
Yeah. I almost prefer the check raise there if I'm in Sour Shark's
except you can only check raise if you're sure that your opponent's going to bet, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you could check representing it. The check's suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Another pot goes the way of Sour Shark.
Scoopage.
Yeah, scoopage.
He
shows.
Yeah. Well, legitimate in the sense he's got a decent draw.
I guess, but now, if I just called with the King 2, which maybe I wouldn't have done, I'd now think, okay, so he's raising with the King with a 6-4.
Yeah.
I'm going to move in next time.